morning, welcome to my stream. What did we do yesterday on the stream? We worked on the forest level, right? And we added a road, the yellow brick road. Let's switch over to my screen here. Hi, Just a Bubble. Good morning to you too. Let's see, what do we got? What did we do up here? Why does this keep happening? Stop that. Okay. Where were we here? This was the forest level, but... Oh, this is waveform collapse. We'd actually gone one level further than the forest level here. So let me refresh. Let me grab the Scroll of Magic Mapping. Head out of town. And check out our yellow brick road. Oh, right. I was supposed to take a look at why the user, the player is not showing up in the correct location. Something's resetting the player's location. If I read the magic... Oh, I forgot to grab it. And I can't go back. There's no way to go back to town. And a kobold just killed me. Okay. I guess we'll get there. We're not there yet, but we'll get there. Here. But I keep getting murdered by orcs. Well, or kobolds. Alright, so let's add exit and some breadcrumbs. Let's dig right into that. What does this say? Now we'll hide the exit somewhere in the northeast of the map or the southeast. We'll pick randomly. Hiding it provides an element of exploration, but not giving the user a clue, especially when the road is essentially a red herring, as to the location. But not giving the user a clue as to the location is a good way to frustrate your players. We know that the destination is a limestone cave, and limestone caves generally happen because of water, so it stands to reason that there should be a water source in and around the cave, so we'll add a stream to the map. So add the following to your build function. I assume for the forest build function. Here's our forest build. We must be placing an exit somewhere. Oh, right. We place the exit using... Yellow brick road code. Right. This is the forest builder. But we don't want to use the yellow brick road code to do this, right? We want to create... Something's bothering me now because you're saying add this to your build function, but not saying where build function is, because there's no build function for this. We just set up our own builder. Let me take a look at the mod for the map builders. There's forest builder. This is what we call, and this does the entire build right here. And the only thing that makes this a forest is the fact that we use cellular automata, but then in our theme, we theme it to be a forest instead of a cave. So I'm not sure what they're doing here. So yellow brick road adds an exit, right? Yeah. This is where we set the exit. The yellow brick road. So we don't want to do that then. This randomly picks an exit location from northeast and southeast and adds a stream in the opposite direction. Once again, we use pathfinding and place the stream so we don't disturb the overall layout too much. Then we place the exit stairs. Okay. Let's take a quick look at their code again, because the tutorial is not 100% clear on where this is supposed to go. And what chapter were we in? 53. Woods. Source. Map builders. Forest. Yeah, see, so it still does this. Okay, so they are saying part of the yellow brick road code Okay. Places a stream as well as the exit, which is odd. Alright, so we're going to remove these two lines here. Actually, this calls self.findExit. Does find exit still exist, or they could? Okay, this is still finding an exit, but I think this is finding an exit for. Oh, right, for the road. So we still need to call find exit, even though we're not finding an exit anymore. We're finding the right side of the map, the eastmost side of the map. And now instead of doing this, we still set end IDX. We still set end IDX, but we no longer place the downstairs. Okay, so this line comes out. All right. I think we figured out what they're trying to explain here. So that goes away and comes down at the end here as stairs IDX. Okay, so now we'll put all the other code in. And then else, oops, build data, map width. Map. Wait a minute. This says build data map width and build data height. Is that a typo? Should I just be copying this code? No, build data dot height. What's the difference? Are we just... Is that just duplicated information? Let me go to the definition of that. Oh, this hasn't compiled yet. And we don't have stairs IDX, so it won't. Oh yeah, and then we have to pull in the RG, right? Yeah, so the builder map has a width and a height, but the map itself also has a width and a height, right? If I go to the definition here, this also has a width and a height. So they probably can be used interchangeably, like this, but it seems odd to do that because it's inconsistent. All right, so now we'll find the stairs location. And we're reusing that find exit, which is nice. Let stairs IDX build data map. And we get a snapshot of that. Okay, and then we're going to do the stream. And then convert that to an index. And then let stream is a star search. I already pulled it in up above. Okay, and then for tile in stream steps here. If it's a floor, then we'll put shallow water. Okay. And then we set the downstairs and we take the snapshot again. And then don't forget to change the RNG to remove the underscore. There we go. This randomly picks an exit location. Okay, yeah, we read that. Let's see if this checks. It does. Let's generate the WASM and see if we get a stream. Let me get rid of this B because it keeps showing up. Okay, refresh. Begin new game. Got the scroll of magic mapping now. And we got to get out of town. Looks like the road is up this way. And out. So I'm going to read the scroll. Oh! My scroll of magic mapping disappeared. That might be also related to... that might be related to the player. Maybe the player is getting reset. Does that make sense even? Are we calling generate player each time? Here's where we create the player and we give the player a bunch of items. Let me just console log this. RLTK console log created new player entity. Maybe this will help figure out where this is coming from. All right. Meanwhile, we didn't get a chance to see the stream at all because we got killed right away, which is unfortunate. And because we can't carry things across the level boundaries yet, till we fix that bug, that's going to be hard to do. Okay, so it's created new player entity. Let's get out of town. Oh, I just walked right through the wall. Got to figure out that bug too. There we go. Yeah, so it created a new player entity. So something's creating a brand new player each time and resetting our location and resetting our... So that's why the location's resetting, because we set the player's location in here, right? Yeah. So where are all the places this gets called? In town we place the player, but that's not a call to it. This player.get. This is creating the player. Where do we call? Oh, it's right here in main. We generate a new player. But we shouldn't be going through that code again. That's just main. That gets started once and that's it. Oh, here. Line 363. Okay. Yeah, so this is creating a new player at 0, 0. But it should only be doing this if we're starting a brand new... Yeah, okay. That's the mistake. Entities to remove on level change, level cleanup, everything. If the everything bool is set. Okay, so if everything. So this is the bug we were trying to track down yesterday and we just never did. All right, so this, let's try again. And this time when we move levels, it shouldn't say created new player entity. All right, refresh. So we do see it the first time. Let's switch levels. We do have to fix the swapping code. There we go. So now it doesn't say create a new player entity. Oh, I should have picked up the scroll. And it does start at the right spot, which is good. Okay, so we're all good. We're all good. Okay, so we fixed that bug. Git status, git add. It's just this, right? Git diff here. I want to check this in separately. Git add this, git commit, fix bug. Was creating a new player each time we changed levels. Okay. So, with that fixed, now I should be able to pick up the scroll of magic mapping, get out of town, and then I still have the scroll of magic mapping. So if I hit Shift 3, we get the road. Ooh. Fireball scroll. And now what I'm doing is I'm looking for the stream. It should be on the northeast or southeast. Haven't encountered any creatures yet. Ooh. This is a shield. I pick up the shield. I equip the shield. I don't see the stream though. At least it's not up on this side. Nope. Maybe it's on the other corner. I can read my fireball scroll. Oh, it didn't work. I don't want to cast it too close to me because it'll Oh, I got hit for 5 HP. That's not good. Am I going to die before I get to see the stream? I got a confusion scroll. Alright. Let's see if we can find the stream. Oh, there's the stream. I see it. So we follow the stream to the kobold and die. But anyway, we saw the stream and we saw the exit. So that's all working. Oh, right. That doesn't have to be mutable. We learned that last time, didn't we? And I forgot about it for this time. Okay. Forest stream leads to the exit to the dungeon. Or limestone caves. There. But I keep getting murdered by orcs. We've left the default spawning to happen with no concern for updating the monsters for our level. Our player probably is very low level, especially given that we won't implement leveling up until the next chapter. Anyway, we should introduce some beginner-friendly spawns and adjust the spawn locations of the other enemies. Take a look at the spawns.json file once again, and we'll go straight to the spawns table at the top. I didn't put it at the top. I think I put it at the bottom. Yeah. And of course the pretty printer prettily printed it out all like this instead of in nice rows. Oh. Huh. Oh, I see. Then it also sorted or changed the ordering of the things. Okay. I guess we'll leave all this alone and just live with it. That's one of the bad things about the pretty printer, right? Is that it reordered everything. We'll start by adjusting the min-depth entries for things we don't want to see yet. So, goblin. Is this worth going through and sorting everything again? Probably not. Alright, so we're going to say for the goblin, min-depth is 3. For the orc, min-depth is 3. Maybe I should go in the order I have it in the file here. It'll be easier. Kobold is 3 and 3. We did Goblin and Orc. Health Potion is 0 and 100. It's already that. Confusion is 0 and 100. What about the Dagger? Dagger is 0 and 100. Shield, 0 and 100. Everything else is 0 and 100. What about rations? There they are. 0 and 100. Magic mapping scroll and a bear trap. Okay, so all we did was modify Goblin, Orc, and Kobold to be 3 to 100. Oh, Kobold is 3 to 3. Let's just double check we have it that way. Yep, 3 to 3. So it only appears on level 3. Everything else is 3 to 100, or the other two are. See how none of the monsters appear before depth 3? If you cargo run now, you'll have a Monty Hall. This is the old TV show about getting free stuff. It became D&D term for too easy, too much treasure. So you'll have a Monty Hall of a forest. Free stuff everywhere and nary a bit of risk to be seen. We want the player to find some useful items. We want some risk. It's not too much of a game if you just win every time. Okay. So adding some woodland beasties. So we're going to add some rats. So let's add them to the top of the spawn table here. Name rat. Weight 15. The weight is not how heavy the rats are, it's how often they get spawned. There's 3. And there should be a lowercase. Lowercase, there we go. Alright, so this will only appear on the forest level and in the next level down. We can add wolves by copying pasting the rat and editing a bit. Here's the rat. Okay, so let's copy, paste, and make this a wolf. I'm going to change the glyph to W. You're going to leave the color as red. Block style true, visible range 8, melee, attributes might and fitness of 3 and 3. The skills melee -1, defense -1, armor class is 12, so it's a little bit bigger. And it's going to be 1d6 for bite. We'd like them to be less frequent than... Oh, it's a mangy wolf. We'd like them to be less frequent than rats, so let's put them into the spawn table too, but with lower weight. So instead of 15, it's 13, and it's still 2 and 3. We could make a nasty fox too. Again, it's secretly quite rat-like. Okay. We're just going to call it fox. And it's going to be an F. True, 8, melee, 3 and 3, -1 and -1, armor class 11. It's 1d4. Okay, so it's identical to the rat. Alright, it just adds a little color, I guess. And then we'll add that to here. And the weight will be back up to 15. And still between 2 and 3. It's still too hard. Let's give the player more health. Okay. So we're still getting murdered far too often. Let's give the poor player some more hit points. So in game system, there. Edit player HP at level and add 10 more HP. This is player HP per level. Oh, here, player HP at level. So we just add 10 to that. In a real game, you'll find yourself tweaking this stuff a lot until you get the right feeling of balance. All right. Why don't we cargo run this? Oops. Not that. There we go. Okay. Let's regenerate the WASM, then we're going to add in some harmless species. Oh, and I should take out the debugging code there. Okay, let's grab this and then see if we can find our rats and our foxes. Shift 3. And grab some rations. There's a wolf. It's a mangy wolf, quite average, level 1. So if I attack it, does it change? That doesn't change. It killed, but it didn't drop anything. Okay, so we can see the stream here. That's pretty neat. Vidal, hello, how are you? We're adding creatures to our forest. We got a little fox, a couple of rations, and we didn't die yet, which is good. Oh, that just gives me well fed. It doesn't heal me. Okay, but I guess I can heal up by hitting space. All right, neat. So let's pull out that console log for the created new player entity, and then we can commit this change and then work on harmless creatures. Git add source and raws. Git commit. Added some low level beasts, mobs, and moved the higher level ones into the cave. Okay. Raws spawns, and now we're gonna, oops, and Vim. Oh, and this one gets the bystander AI. Okay. Let us see. What can we grab? We can steal. Let's copy paste the drunk, because that's got the bystander AI already, and we'll just change this to deer. Change this to a D, and it's going to be yellow. Let's say block style is true. Vision range is 8. Okay. Oh, we don't have the attributes on this guy. Okay, interesting. That are. We're not going to equip anything or have any equips for the deer, so we can take those out. We are going to grab the skills of -1 and -1. And then we're going to have natural, which is the same as the rat. Right? 11 bite 1d4. Okay, so it's the same thing except different color and different letter. Oh, and it doesn't try to attack you. It'll ignore you. If you cargo run now, you encounter a plethora of life in the forest. Oh, we have to change the spawn table too. Right. Deer and a weight of 14. And deer will roam randomly, not doing much. But venison is tasty. The problem with making deer use the bystander system is that they roam stupidly, and neither you nor the wolves can eat them. On a larger level, you can't eat the wolves either, nor can you sell their pelts or otherwise profit from their slaughter. It seems that there are really 3 issues here. When we kill things, they should sometimes drop loot. Deer need their own AI, and wolves need to want to eat deer, which probably requires that they have their own AI too. Alright, so here's loot dropping. In our damage system code. We'll add a stage to delete the dead after we determine who is dead and before we delete them. Okay, so this is the first stage where we determine who is dead. Here's the second stage where we delete them, and we're going to insert an intermediate stage. Drop everything held by dead people. And it's in its own brace, so we don't have to worry about lifetimes. Like that and like that. Entities. Yes, entities. Okay, and then for victim in dead.iter. Entity and equipped in the entities and equipped join. So we search for every entity that has something equipped. If equipped owner is the victim. It's weird that we can't just search for that particular one. Drop their stuff. Let pause equals positions. Okay, because we got to loop over this for every victim, right? So we have an n squared. Take it, Sean. Hello. How are you? Get victim. And then, oh, we can just combine these like we do before. If let some pause is that, then to drop push entity pause clone. Okay. Oh, I messed something up. What did I mess up? I'm missing a brace somewhere. Is there a because if I do that, it should line up under the if, but it's not lining up under the if, which means I'm missing a. Oh, I am missing right here. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and then for entity backpack in entities carried join. So now it's O of 2 n squared. Hello, Quaker. How are you? If backpack owner is the victim, we're going to do the same thing. Drop their stuff. There we go. And then close that brace. What am I missing here? Because I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and only 4 here. Oh, then we have to do this part. I'm doing well, thank you. Drop. Ooh, do we want to call it drop? Because drop is a keyword, isn't it? Into drop iter. I guess in this context it's okay. Equipped, remove, drop.0. Carried, remove, drop.0, positions insert, drop.0, drop.1, clone, expect, unable to insert position. And that's that. So this code searches the equipped and in backpack component stores for the entity who died and lists the entity's position and items in a vector. Then iterates the vector, removing any in backpack and equipped tags from the item and adding a position on the ground. The net result of this is that when someone dies, their stuff drops to the floor. That's a good start, although well-equipped entities may be leaving a lot of stuff lying around. We'll worry about that later. So with this code, you could spawn everything you want an entity to drop as something that they carry around. It would be a little odd, conceptually. I guess deer do carry around meat, but it would work. However, we may not want every deer to drop the same thing. Enter loot tables. All right, does this check? We didn't even try this out yet. Equipped, not found in the scope, so we have to add it up here. What else? In backpack. Okay. Doesn't like this. EQUI PPED. Oh, I left out a P here. ENTITIES. Okay. And then EQI PP. Okay, that one's fixed. That's it. Okay, I think that should be all of the fixes, right? Yeah. All right. Now we can't really we can't test this out because nobody that we can kill is carrying anything. Right? We can't kill the people in town, and the people in town are carrying stuff. And any of the mobs outside of town in the forest don't carry things. So we could kill them, but they won't drop anything. So we can't really test that. Well, let's try out the loot tables. It's nice to have a bit of control over what items drop where. There's a split in games between wolves drop everything and the more realistic wolves drop pelts and meat. Loot tables let you make this determination yourself. So we'll go up into spawns.json, which is right here. And building a prototype for what we'd like our loot table structure to look like. We'll try to make it similar to the spawn table so we can make use of the same random table infrastructure. Alright, so this is our spawn table down here at the bottom. Alright, so we're going to add a new table called loot tables. Okay, let's throw that down here at the bottom. Loot tables. And that's going to start off with our name. It's animal. So we're naming the loot table drops. Name is hide. Weight is 10. Name is meat. And the weight is also 10. We have to close that and get rid of that comma. Okay, this is a little more complex than the spawn table because we want to have multiple loot tables. So we have an outer container called loot tables, which holds a number of tables. Tables have a name and a set of drops. Each entry in drops consists of a name matching an item in the name, an item in the items list, and a weight, just like the weight for random spawns. So really, it's multiple named tables inside a single array. Now we have to read it. So we're going to create a new file called loot structs. I guess it's similar to item structs. Okay, use serde deserialize. Debug. Just like that. And then we'll do this and change this to loot drop. Pub name string, and then we just have a weight of I32. Okay, this is pretty much the same JSON as pretty much the same as the JSON version, just in Rust. Once again, we're describing the structure we're attempting to read and letting serde handle converting between the two. Then we'll open up mod.rs, okay. This guy, and we have mob structs, we have prop structs, spawn table structs, and we're going to add loot structs. Like that. Extend the raw structure to include the loot table. Pub loot tables. Okay. Then we'll add it to the constructor in rawmaster, which we don't have to do because in rawmaster we added a default. We don't need to do this if we just derive default, which we did. Okay. That's enough to read the loot tables, but we actually need to use them. We'll start by adding another index to rawmaster. A loot index. We'll also add loot index hash map new to the rawmaster new function, which we're also doing a default, and add a reader to the load function. So here's a load function. It does items, mobs, props, spawns. So now we just add for I, loot in self raws loot tables iter enumerate self loot index insert loot name clone I. We don't have to do all this other stuff. Yeah. Guess we're not checking to see if the items in the loot table exist in the other tables. That's something we did for the other guys here. You can see we have warnings for errors. But if for example, we put in, or we typo something, right? And this does not exist in the loot table, we should print out a warning, but we're not doing that right now. Next, we have to give mobs the option of having a loot table entry. So we open up mob structs and add it to the mob struct. Okay. So right after natural, oops. I was just trying to clear the highlight because I couldn't read it too well. Pub loot table option string. We'll also need to add a new component, a loot table component. Okay. So pub struct loot table, pub table string, and then we have to add that to main and save load system. Loot table and save load. So add it to the save and add it to the load. Okay. Then we'll go back to rawmaster and look at the spawn named mob function. We need to add the ability to attach a loot table component if the mob supports one. Okay. So rawmaster spawn named mob is here. And I guess we can just throw it in somewhere. Does it really matter where it goes? I'll do it right after pools. If let some loot EB is EB with loot table. All these clones in here to avoid lifetime issues. We've referred to two items, so we need to add those to the item section of the spawns. Okay. Oops. Let's see if this checks first. What's not checking here? I missed something. Oh, this is... I misspelled clone. Here. Okay, so that works. So let's go back to the this file, right? And we're going to add to the items section, we're going to add meat and hide. So this is meat. Glyph is going to be a %sign. It's going to be solid green, order 2, and it's a consumable with it effects of food. And food doesn't have any attributes to it. And then we're going to add hide. So let's delete that cudgel, copy meat, and change this to hide. And this doesn't have any attributes. It's just a thing. A5 2A 2A. Not sure what color that is. It might be some sort of brown, maybe? So it just has a name and a renderable. You'll notice the hide is completely useless at this point. We'll worry about that in a later chapter. Now let's modify the mangy wolf and deer to have a loot table. It's as easy as adding a single line. Loot table animal. Okay, so deer. So we can just say loot table animal. And then the mangy wolf, do the same thing. Good. Now that that's all in place, we'll actually need to spawn some loot when a creature dies. We need a way to roll for loot. So in Rawmaster, we introduce a new function, get item drop. Okay. Let's add that. Let's put the public functions together. That's private. Here, this one's public. Spawn named entity. Okay. So we'll say, oops, not that. Pub, fun, get, item, drop. And then a table. And it's going to be, is a stir. And returns an option in string. Okay. If raws loot index contains key table we generate a random table that should be an equal sign. So the available options are, we look up in the loot tables the name of the loot table, which would be animal at this point. So we need a semicolon there for item in available options. RT is RT add item name clone item weight. So we're generating a new table on the fly. Return sum RT roll RG. And we're going to return one item. So we can only ever drop one item then, right? So because this roll function is going to roll for this should give us a warning we're not using this file. Random number generator not found in the scope. Huh. Use RLTK. And then expected struct string found enum standard option. Really? Well, let's check this here and then go to the definition of this thing. Oh, this already returns an option string. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is just choosing something, but we don't need to resum it if we can just return that. Yeah, okay, that works. This is pretty simple. We look to see if a table of a specified name exists and return none if it doesn't. If it does exist, we make a table of names and weights from the raw file information, and then roll to determine a randomly weighted result, which we then return. Now we'll attach it to delete the dead in damage system. So this is the code we already added, but we didn't test yet. Which is damage system, right? Drop everything held by dead people, but now we're going to add this new to spawn vector. I'm going to let Rust infer the type, and I'll add the type if it can. Right, to avoid keeping hold of barred entries, use a scope. So that's what we're doing here. So to drop, entities, equipped, carried positions, and then loot tables. And the random number generator. Let's see if that's in scope. It is not. All right. So that's the random number generator. Then we're going to do victim in dead.iter. We do that. Entity in backpack. And now, okay, so now, before we do this drop here, inside this victim loop, we're going to look up the table. If let some table. Why don't we just add this to the thing? Create raws lock unwrap. Oh, why did I type log? Unwrap RNG and table. And then if let some tag is if let some tag is drop finder. Right, and then if let some pause equals pause, to spawn push tag pause clone, like that. And I'm going to go to the top here and then add in raws get item drop and raws. So we don't need to do all this messy stuff here. Okay, let's see if this checks. Loot table. I did not add loot table. What else? Oh, did I miss a line? Pause. Where's pause coming from? Here. Oh, I did miss this line. Look at that. Okay, so how come we didn't need that from before? That's interesting. Let pause equals positions get victim. Where else are we doing positions? Oh, okay, so now we can just change this to pause. Right? Yeah. Okay. And then there's this other chunk of code down here. But let's make sure this is checking first. Okay, this is good. And then so after this, we come out of here and then we create a new block for drop into spawn iter. Spawn named item raws lock unwrap ECS drop.0 spawn type at position I guess we'll put this on the next line or something. X is drop.1.x and Y is drop.1.y. Okay, and now we have to add in We can put raws here now that we're bracing it. And then get item drop, spawn named item, and spawn type. Spawn named item is not in raws. Spawn named entity is. Oh, and I mistyped iter. Okay. I can fix that. So should this be spawn named entity or spawn named item? It's probably entity, right? Let's take a look real quick here at spawn named entity. Takes a raws, an ECS, a key, and a position. It's a raws, ECS, a key, and a position. All right, and then spawn named item also does the same thing. I guess we can make this public if we know that the spawn is going to be an item, and we don't want to try to spawn another mob or a prop. So we don't want to call entity, but since this is our interface, I'm going to use it. And then if it breaks later, we can have fun trying to hunt that down and debug it. There, okay. This is a bit messy. We start by creating a toSpawn vector containing positions and names. And then after we finish moving items out of the backpack and equipped, we look to see if there is a loot table. If there is and there's a position, we add both to the toSpawn list. Once we're done, we iterate the toSpawn list and call it spawn named item for each result we found. The reason this is spread out like this is the borrow checker. We keep hold of entities when we're looking at dropping items, but spawn named item expects to temporarily own the world. So we have to wait until we're done before we're handing ownership over. If you cargo run now, you can slay some wolves and deer, and they drop meat and hide. That's a good improvement. You can actively hunt animals to ensure you have something to eat. Okay, let us try that. Generate the wasm. And then over here we can refresh and head to the forest. And not yet, because we have to fix this panic. This is probably something to do with, yeah, reading the JSON. So let's find out what it is. Duplicate field attributes. So I have two of them in one file. Line 413, column 24. Yeah, okay. 413, column 24 of this. So 413. Oh, how did that happen? Oh, because I copied this from the drunk, and the drunk has no attributes. Okay. I see how that happened now. All right, regenerate. Try again. There we go. Why isn't this? There we go. Okay. Pick up the scroll magic mapping, head out of town. We got lucky, the road's right here. Shift 3 to read that scroll. We'll equip the shield just to give ourselves a little protection. Can't walk through trees, can't chop down trees either. Okay, there's a rat. But we want to try killing wolves and deer. So let's try to find wolves and deer. There's a fox. There's a health potion. There's a confusion scroll. Rations. Okay. Where are all the wolves and deer? Did I forget to, no, I remember seeing wolves before. Oops, I meant to do up. There's the stream. There's a fox. There's a wolf. All right. But he can't get to us, so we're going to have to take a hit. All right, so possibly... Ooh. Meat. I got meat. And if I hit shift 4, and now I'm well fed. So the meat worked. Excellent. All right, so we're at the point where we can kill things and they'll drop items. Some brigands and they drop stuff. Okay, let's commit this first. Git commit wolves and deer, drop hide and meat. Okay, some brigands. All right, so let's add a few brigands and give them some minimal equipment. This gives the player an opportunity to loot some better equipment before they get to the next level, as well as more variety in the forest. So let's add a new mob. And it's going to be a bandit. Okay. Attributes are empty. Let's put them in the same order. There. And I don't know why that's not set right. Okay. So the glyph is going to be whatever the hell this is. Is that a smiley face? I can't tell at this resolution. It's a dot. All right, and it's going to be drawn red. Order 1, block style true, vision range 4, melee. Stand and deliver. All right, hand it over. Attributes are empty. It's holding a short sword, a shield, leather armor, and leather boots. Okay, and now we have to add those. I'm just going to copy paste here. And we'll go to the items. Oh, why does that say slipper? Paste. And comma. Okay, so we're going to shift over. Oops. Let's do that. There. Okay. So that should be good. Weapon is melee, might, 1d6. This is a wearable in the torso slot, and this is a wearable in the feet slot. Alright. If you conquer one now, you can hopefully find a bandit. Wait, we got to add them to the spawn table. Oh, there we go. Spawn table. So let's add a bandit. Make them rare. And put them on the forest level 2 and 3. Okay. And we didn't have to change any code to do that. We just changed the JSON. But we do have to rebuild it because the way WASM works, we have to build the JSON into the WASM file. Okay, refresh. Oops. There we go. Let's head out of town. Read the map and then see if we can find any brigands. There's rats. Oh, I forgot to pick up a shield. Probably need one sooner or later. Oh no. Okay. Wolf was easy to dispatch. What's this? It's a magic missile scroll. There's a trap. There's a deer, just minding its own business. I'm just looking for a brigand right now. I picked up the shield, but it's not showing up here. It says you pick up the shield, but the shield is not showing up in my list here. It's showing up here. So there's a bug somewhere along the lines. I can wear it. Can I remove it? I can. Oh, maybe this is just items that you can consume. And the shield is not consumable. Okay, that makes sense. I was hoping to be able to just hotkey it into my arm slot or whatever it is. That's another shield. I don't need two shields. Yeah, so I just picked up the magic missile scroll. Come on, brigand. Do you see any brigands anywhere? I forgot what color they were. Probably red, right? Ooh, I'm almost dead. Oh, rat's killing me. Ah, I'm dead. It would have been nice to spot a brigand, but I guess we're not going to spot a brigand. Okay, maybe next game. Scared deer and hungry wolves. So I think... Okay. We're doing pretty well in this chapter. We've got a whole new level to play, new monsters, new items, loot tables, and NPCs dropping what they own when they die. There's still one thing that bugs me. You can't kill a deer, and yet neither can wolves. It's really unrealistic to expect a wolf to hang out with Bambi and not ruin the movie by eating him. And it's surprising that a deer wouldn't run away from both the player and the wolves. So open up components and we'll introduce two new components, carnivore and herbivore. And we won't forget to register them in main and save out the system. Okay. So this is going to be carnivore component and herbivore component. And then we'll open up main and add those guys. Oops. And then in save load. There we go. We'll also modify spawn named mob to let us spawn carnivores and herbivores as AI classes. Okay. Template.ai. Here we go. So this is going to be carnivore. And then herbivore. Oop. C-R-N-I. H-E-R-B-I-V-O-R-E. Okay. Herbivore. Okay. Now we'll make a new system to handle their AI, putting it in the file animal AI system. Okay. I guess we can check to make sure this all checks. It should check. Because we're not doing anything with the... and where is this going to go? Guest in tutorial. Animal AI system. That's That's a fair amount of stuff. And then use RLTK. Are we going to want other things from RLTK? Yeah, Dijkstra map. And distance alg. Okay, so we'll add those in here too. And then we're going to create a new type. And it's going to have all of these things in it. I have to give it a lifetime. And then re-expect entity, run state. I'm not sure how he chose the order in which to put these. And then item, and then 3 more write storages of wants to melee, entity moved, and position. And then that's that. Impl, take a, system, take a, for animal AI. Type system data is equal to animal AI data. Okay. Okay. By separating it out this way as a separate type, it avoids having to put this type complexity thing in. And then we destructure it. Okay. If run state is not the monster turn, return. Herbivores run away a lot. And in position. Okay. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to create a new vector, and we're going to slowly populate it here of things to run away from. Okay. And I'm going to use type inference, because that worked last time. And we're going to, okay, get the index. What is this grabbing? Tile X and other tile Y. It's getting all the visible tiles within this entity's view shed. Okay. For other entity in map tile content view IDX iter. So for every entity in that location, if there is one, they don't run away from items. But they do run away from everything else. if run away from is empty. So if there are things to run away from, then we're going to find a place to run away to. Map xy idx pause x pause y. Oh, there should be flee. So we're generating a map of places that are safe to go, that are away from whatever we're running away from. And then let flee target find highest exit. Okay. Find highest exit. If not map blocked, flee target as U size. But it shouldn't be, right? I thought the Dijkstra... Oh, this is Dijkstra map, not finding a path. The path finding should ignore blocked tiles, or route around block tiles, but I guess this doesn't. So map.blocked, my IDX is false, map blocked, flee target as U size is true. But we already know it's true, right? Because we just checked. Oh, we're setting it to true. It was false, and now we're setting it to true. Okay. Now I got it. View shed dirty. It's true. Nope. That's not how you copy paste. There we go. Pause Y is divided by width, and then entity moved, insert. Entity moved. Expect. Unable to insert marker. Okay, so that's that. And then carnivores want to eat everything. So is this this looks like it's similar, right? Oh, but this is doing a distance 2D. It's trying to find the shortest path to the thing we want to consume. Okay. For entity. Carnivore and pause. Mutt position. Join. Okay, so we're going to run towards. And we're going to create an attacked Boolean, a flag for other tile. This is very, this line's the same. Other tile.x, other tile. This is the same as the carnivore stuff, but then we say for other entity in map tile content view idx iter. And now we're going to look for herbivores. The sum or other entity is the player. Okay. So if it's a herbivore or the player, then we're going to calculate the distance. point new pos x and pos y and other tile. And then if the distance is less than 1.5, should be 1.4, right? It should be root 2 if it's diagonal. Target other entity. Expect unable to insert attack. And then attacked is true, else run towards, push. Okay. Once we're done with this loop, oh, I misspelled iter again. Then we're going to say if run towards is empty, and we haven't attacked anything. So we can actually just, once we attack something, we can break out of the loop, right? Let my idx is equal to map xy idx pos x pos y map populate blocked. So we're doing it again. That's because things may have moved up here, I guess. No. Let chase map, because it can't be a carnivore and a herbivore at the same time, right? Map and 100, like we did last time. That's the chase map instead of the flee map. Let chase, if let sum chase target equals Dijkstra map find lowest exit. Last time we found the highest exit. Then chase map my idx and map. Then if not map blocked, then we're going to set map blocked of my idx is equal to false. Map blocked chase target as usize is true. Use shed dirty is true. And pause x. Map width plus y is divided by map width, and then entity moved, insert entity moved dot expect unable to insert marker. I think that's everything. Yep, that's everything. And then we close this out. Kafka says, well, there are omnivores which are both, unless you handle them differently, but by your comment it seems like that's kind of what your carnivores are. Yeah, well, they'll attack anything that's a herbivore. Hi, Kafka, by the way. Right. Oh, this should be herbivore. No, that's right. That should be carnivore, but we look for herbivores, right? How did this get offset? Oh, that's how it got offset. Yep, okay, that's better. Yeah, so here's where the carnivore checks to see if it's a herbivore. So I'm saying, if we're running this code here, if the thing is a herbivore and a carnivore, it'll try to run away from what's it going to try to run away from? Anything, right? And then it'll run towards a herbivore. So that'll be interesting to see, but I'm not going to try that right now. We just got to get this working. We also need to add this to run systems in main. Okay, so let's do that. This is going to check only because we're not including it anywhere. So let's add it to our game state. And we call run systems. And then there it is. I guess where should it go? Bystander AI, maybe right after the bystander. Animal AI, animal AI system, animal AI, animal AI, run now, self ECS, and then we have to import it here. We have to import it in the mod. Yeah, okay, so we'll just grab these lines and change this to animal. Okay, so does this check? Okay, we got 9 errors. Expected expression, found keyword mute. Oh, it needs an ampersand. What am I doing? And I think I did that down here as well. Yeah. Oh no, I put the ampersand there. Okay, so what's next? Doesn't understand map. Oh, that's right. We moved map somewhere else. So let's take a look at the bystander AI. Oh, I just did use create map. Okay. Let's do that. And then what's the next error? No such map in tutorial. Run state with a capital S. This doesn't know animal AI data because I put a capital I. And map dot blocked. Okay. New size. Okay, well, I made a bunch of changes. Let's see if that, see what else is there. Entities. Blocked. It's typoed. Map XY IDX. And then I hit F1. This function takes 5 arguments, but 4 were supplied. Okay, so I missed something in the Dijkstra map. Let's take a quick look up here. Run towards is empty. Dijkstra map. New map width, map height, run towards. I missed the run towards. What else? Yep. Oh, map width, WIDTH. That's it. Okay. Cargo check. Still 1 error. TOWARDS. And then 2 warnings. This thing overwrote the other thing, so I'm guessing everything worked. Oh, we're not using the particle stuff. And we're not using confusion. I guess that might be a future leak. We're probably going to do that soon. Adding particles for running towards and running away. I don't know what confusion. Maybe there's something that the oops, not the whole line, just that. Okay. Yep, okay, so now we're clean. So we loop over the entities that have the herbivore component. We go through the herbivores viewshed. We iterate over the tile content and then set the flee from list. We use the flee from to build a Dijkstra map. Pick the highest possible exit, meaning they want to get as far away from the other entities as possible. If it isn't blocked, we move them. This has a nice effect that the deer will spot you and try to stay far away. They will do the same for everyone else on the map. If you can catch them, you can kill them and eat them, but they try their very best to escape. The carnivore loop is very similar. We loop over entities that have the carnivore component, as well as positions and viewsheds, so on and so on. We do the find lowest exit to move towards the closest target. This makes for a lively map. Deer are running away and wolves are trying to eat them. If a wolf is chasing you, you may be able to distract it with the deer and escape. Interesting. Alright, let's generate the WASM for this. And refresh. All right, so let's pick up that scroll right away. Let's head to the exit right away. And then we're going to read our scroll of confusion, and then we're going to look for oops, not inventory. There we go. I'm going to look for deer. The foxes come at me pretty straight. If I drink the beer, it's a slight heal. So let's do that. There's a deer trying to run away from me. So I'm doing a very good job of running away. I still can't attack the... I'm trying to kill the rat here. I'm trying to attack the deer. And I can't attack the deer. So there must be some other bug going on somewhere. You know, he's not really trying to run away. I don't know. Okay. So there's a bug. We gotta track that sucker down. But unfortunately, I don't have the time to do it right now because I need to wrap things up. Git status, git add source, git commit -m added a buggy animal AI system. Oh, yeah, I never changed before I commit this. I don't think I changed because I don't see the raws spawns here. We need to change the, did they mention that and I just overlooked it? We have to add carnivore and herbivore to the deer and the AI, right? Herbivore and wolf. There it is. And this is a carnivore. I think that's why it wasn't working. Okay, let's try again. That would explain why it didn't run, says Kafka. Yep. Okay, let's hope that that's the bug because that's a pretty simple fix. Refresh. Begin new game. Grab the magic scroll of mapping. Figure out which way is the way out of town. Must be up. No, it's not up. I was misled by this path. Here it is. Okay. 3. And now let's see. Oh, look at that. The wolf's chasing the deer. Ah, that's funny. Okay, so it's working. And it's more interested in the deer than I am. The rat comes straight after me. But it seems like it was working. Oh, look at that. Mangy wolf hits deer for 3. Deer is dead. That's interesting. Those notifications shouldn't show up, right? If they're not in my view shed. So that's an interesting change we need to add. Right? I shouldn't see all of that. All of this mangy wolf killing the deer. And it looks like that was the only pair of wolves and deers. Deers. There's another deer. I was able to hit it this time. It's running too fast for me. I can't hit it even though it's right next to me. That's funny. Here we go. It's a sneaky deer. I got 4 HP and 2 HP on it. Kafka says you might have heard it, but you definitely didn't see it. Yeah. So now we have to introduce not only the view shed, but an audio shed, which is a little bit bigger and reflects sound off of solid walls and things. That'll only take a minute, right? Okay, that's it for this chapter. Good. Git add raws. Git status. So this is a great place to stop because I need to wrap up anyway. Add, commit deer flee and wolves chase. Let's push this up and take a look at what we've done so far today. Yeah, we fixed that bug about creating the player in the wrong spot. That was just a dumb mistake on my part. We added the forest stream, added some low-level mobs. We had loot drops, tables. We added brigands, which I haven't seen a brigand yet. So, and then deer flee and wolves chase. Nice. All right, let's see. Let's see who we can go raid, if anyone. At some point, I'd like to get back to hacking on this this tool to clean the output up. Rust. Oh, Boppy Games is up. And then also, and he just started, so this is a good time to go raid him. Yeah, I'd like the output to be cleaner a little bit and clean this up too. This other language shifts everything over, which is kind of interesting. And then what was the other thing I wanted to do? Oh, make it so that not only will it show, like if I say Rust, I also want to say, you know, give me Rust and also users that I follow or streamers that I follow, even if they don't have Rust in the title. But that being said, I do need to wrap the stream up, and so we're going to go raid. There's raid channel, and we're going to go raid Boppy Games. Other could be displayed as question mark, says Kafka, which would make it 2 chars. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me and coming along on this roguelike journey. Hope to catch you tomorrow, where we'll do the next chapter, which is called Experience and Leveling. All right. I will see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone.